The dorsal surface of the foot is home to the extensor digitorum brevis. Its small belly lies deep to the extensor digitorum longus tendons, but is still palpable. And unlike the minimally muscled dorsal surface, the foot's plantar surface is made up of several layers of muscle. The first layer, located deep to the plantar aponeurosis, is formed by three muscles that lie side by side. The center muscle is the flexor digitorum brevis. It extends down the center of the foot from the calcaneus to the phalanges. And then medial to the flexor digitorum brevis is the thick superficial abductor hallucis. And lateral to it is the superficial abductor digiti minimi. Both abductors are easily accessible and often visible along the sides of the foot. Although deep to the plantar aponeurosis, all three of these muscles are relatively superficial on the sole of the foot and are thus palpable.
There are many muscles of the foot, but we're going to focus on just four today. The first is on the dorsal surface, and it's the extensor digitorum brevis. And there you can see as we have the muscle belly here and the tendons passing down to the toes. And if I want to see this muscle engaged, as the name suggests, I'm going to ask her to just try to extend her digits. Wow, and there's a fabulous example of the muscle belly here and those tendons which you can't really see passing deep to the extensor digitorum longus tendons here. So there's the brevis belly and those tendons passing underneath to go to the toes. Good, and relax. And I can set my fingers right on that muscle belly right there and feel the sort of squat, chunky muscle. And there its fibers end and its tendons begin as it descends here again underneath those longus tendons. So that's going to be your extensor digitorum brevis on the dorsal surface of the foot. And now we'll turn our partner over and locate the muscles on the plantar surface. So for these three muscles of the foot, I've got my partner prone. I could do the supine, but I really want you to see what we're going to locate. So let's begin by just seeing these muscles on the plantar surface. There we go. There's the flexor digitorum brevis running right down the middle. There's the abductor hallucis over here on the big toe side. And there's the abductor digiti minimi over here along the pinky side. Great. Now one other structure we might want to take a look at before we access these is the plantar aponeurosis. There you can see it running from the heel of the foot and sort of spanning down toward the toes. That's the structure that helps support the arches of the foot. And in order to get to some of these structures, we're going to have to palpate through that plantar aponeurosis. So let's begin with the middle one, that flexor digitorum brevis. So I'm just going to locate that surface of the calcaneus here, of the heel, knowing that that muscle attaches right on that sort of surface right there. And then it spans down and attaches here at the toes. So if I set my fingers right along that space, definitely feeling a rather small but palpable muscle belly that expands all the way down here to the surface of the toes. And if I ask my partner to just try to flex or curl her toes a little bit against my resistance, that muscle tissue right there definitely engages. And that's going to be my flexor digitorum brevis. Good. So let's go over to the toe side now and find a bit of the abductor hallucis. I'm going to just explore that medial surface of the calcaneus here. And most or all of this tissue here on that medial side of the foot is going to be the abductor. And if I ask my partner, just try to flex or curl your big toe, there you go. That muscle and that wall of tissue here forming that medial side of the foot definitely engages right there. Go ahead and relax, and it softens up. Now, notice that I asked her to flex her toe. I could have asked her to abduct, as the name suggests, as an abductor of the big toe, but not a lot of people can do that. So you can always ask them to flex, and that works just as well. Good. So we've got the abductor hallucis here, and then we've got the abductor digiti minimi over here. So I'm going to find the opposite side of the calcaneus right there, and then most or all of this tissue here on that lateral side of the foot will be made of the abductor. Just try to press your pinky toe to the outside, just kind of spread your toes apart. Wow, all of this tissue underneath the skin and fascia right here really engages. Good, and relax. And when she relaxes, it softens up. So here we've got that abductor digiti minimi on the lateral side of the foot. So 3 muscles on the plantar surface that give you a little sense of the musculature on the bottom of the foot.